the cameras flashed.
Yeah.
The crowd froze, and just like that, Hollywood had a massive new obsession.
Welcome to Starscope Report.
Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
Because today, we're looking at a headline that just completely broke the internet.
Totally.
Tom Holland and Zendaya finally did it.
They really did. I mean, it is wild to even say it out loud. You know?
It really is. Usually when we talk about modern celebrity relationships, there is this expectation of like a highly choreographed rollout.
Right, like a PR military operation.
Exactly. You have the strategically leaked dinner dates, the soft launch on Instagram.
The inevitable glossy magazine cover.
Yeah, where they tell the whole world their love story, followed by, sponsored wedding content.
It's a very predictable, highly monetized playbook.
It is. But then you look at Tom Holland and Zendaya, and suddenly that entire playbook is just thrown into an incinerator.
Oh, completely. We are looking at a couple who managed to take the most scrutinized, heavily photographed romance of the last decade and turn it into an absolute masterclass in stealth.
So to guide us through this today, we've pulled from some great reporting. We've got articles from India Today, CinemaBlend, PopCulture.com.
Some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, HuffPost, Indulge Express, and a really meticulous timeline breakdown from the YouTube channel Spidey Park.
Oh, I love that channel. They go so deep.
They really do. And our mission for this deep dive is to look at the mechanics of how two of the most famous people on the planet successfully hid a massive secret.
In an internet age that is literally designed to expose everything.
Exactly. And more importantly, we want to look at what their decade-long journey teaches us about, well, the concept of sacred privacy.
Which is so rare now.
Because everyone, not just celebrities, is pressured to overshare these days.
So true.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because to really appreciate the mastery of their current strategy, we have to look at the stark contrast of how they started.
Right. Because for a couple that is so smooth and coordinated today, their initial dynamic was wonderfully, painfully unpolished.
It really was. So they first met during the casting and filming for Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Back in 2016.
Right. They were both like 20 years old, suddenly thrust into the center of this massive Marvel machine.
Such a crazy amount of pressure.
And Tom actually described their very first meeting, which is just incredibly embarrassing.
So a hug shake?
Yes. He went in for a standard handshake.
Right.
And Zendaya went in for a hug.
It's the worst feeling.
It resulted in this botched, clumsy collision. He has openly admitted it was just an absolute failure of coordination on his part.
It is a very humanizing origin story, honestly. Yeah. But the catalyst, the moment that fundamentally shifted their dynamic from friendly co-stars to, a romantic trajectory.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
That happened a year later in 2017.
Yeah.
And the fascinating part is that it happened on national television.
The legendary lip sync battle.
Exactly. You literally cannot analyze Tom Holland's career without stopping at this moment.
You really can't. He goes on the show, performs Rihanna's Umbrella, but he doesn't just perform it.
No, he completely commits.
He comes out in a black bob wig, leather shorts, fishnets, and executes this flawless, high-octane dance routine in the pouring rain.
And recently, Zendaya's longtime stylist, Law Roach, actually talked about this.
What did he say?
He revealed that this exact drag performance was the moment Zendaya, quote, fell hard.
Really?
Yeah. He noted that this specific display of supreme confidence essentially sealed the deal for their romance.
What's fascinating here is how that moment of authentic vulnerability became this massive pop culture touchstone.
From a sociological standpoint, it completely subverted our expectations of leading men.
I was thinking about this, and it reminds me of, like, the classic peacocking courtship ritual you see in nature.
Oh, right, where the bird flashes its brightest feathers.
Exactly. It flashes the most ridiculous feathers to get the mate's attention. But the twist here is the context.
Because in Hollywood, leading men usually peacock by acting stoic or brooding.
Right, or showing off their physique. It is incredibly rare for a young leading man, especially one about to debut as the face of a billion-dollar superhero franchise.
Right, the stakes were so high.
To completely shed his ego and risk spectacular humiliation just to impress a girl.
He weaponized his own vulnerability.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom has regularly stated that he gets recognized more for that lip sync battle than he does for actually playing Spider-Man.
Which is insane to think about.
It really is. But it wasn't a calculated PR stunt designed by a team of publicists. It was a genuine, ego-free moment of absolute dedication.
And because it was authentic, the public just latched onto it.
But wait until you hear how a red light in Los Angeles almost ruined everything.
Because the paradox of that early vulnerability is that it invites a massive sense of public ownership.
Exactly. The more open they were, the more the public felt entitled to them.
Which forced a very dramatic shift. As their fame skyrocketed between 2019 and 2021, that playful, open dynamic vanished.
They were forced into a fiercely guarded, defensive posture. We see a very distinct rewiring of the parasocial relationship here.
Right, and for anyone who doesn't know, a parasocial relationship is that one-sided bond where fans feel they intimately know a celebrity.
Right. And early on, Tom and Zendaya fed that bond with witty banter and open friendship. But as they hit their mid-20s, the pressure of that global microscope became unsustainable.
For years, they actively denied all romance rumors, insisting to the press that they were strictly platonic.
They were even briefly linked to other people during this time, you know?
Yeah, Zendaya was reportedly seeing her Euphoria co-star Jacob Elordi.
And Tom was linked to Nadia Parks.
They were basically trying to figure out their own lives while millions of people watched their every move, and then the boundary was completely shattered.
July 2021.
The infamous Page 6 paparazzi photos drop.
A photographer with a long lens caught them kissing in Tom's car.
While they were just stopped at a red light in Los Angeles.
The internet essentially broke. I mean, all those years of protective denial were dismantled in an instant.
And their reaction to that specific leak is vital to understanding the psychology of their modern PR strategy.
Right, because instead of leaning into the hype or doing a glossy photo shoot to capitalize on the trending topic, they recoiled.
Tom did an interview with GQ shortly after, and he said they felt, quote, robbed of their privacy.
Which is such a strong phrase.
He pointed out that a moment you think is just between two people who love each other is suddenly, without your consent, shared with the entire world.
Zendaya weighed in as well, stating that loving someone is a sacred thing that you want to enjoy amongst just the two people involved.
By using the word sacred, they drew a hard, uncompromising line in the sand.
They were establishing a totally new contract with the public.
Okay, let me challenge that for a second, though.
Sure.
We're calling this a boundary of sacred privacy. But couldn't you argue this is just, like, the ultimate highly calculated PR spin?
How do you mean?
Well, by locking up the vault and throwing away the key, didn't they actually make the media obsess over them more? Scarcity creates demand. By keeping it a secret, they arguably drove their market value as a couple through the roof.
I mean, that is the cynical view. In a lot of Hollywood cases, you would be absolutely right to assume that.
Right.
But let's look at the mechanics of what actually happened next. If this were a scarcity play to drive up their market value, we would have seen them eventually cash in on that demand.
Like a joint interview or a reality show appearance?
Exactly, or a branded couples campaign. But they never did. Instead of cashing in, Tom reclaimed the narrative on his own terms 2 months later.
Oh, the September 2021 birthday post.
Yes. He posted a simple, sweet mirror selfie of them in the Spider-Man dressing room.
With the caption, "My MJ, have the happiest of birthdays."
Think of that post like a controlled burn in a forest.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Right. When firefighters want to prevent a massive, unpredictable wildfire, which is the tabloid frenzy, they intentionally set a small, contained fire.
Wow. Yeah, so Tom's post was the controlled burn.
Exactly. It acknowledged the relationship, which instantly neutralized the frantic, speculative hunting by the tabloids.
But it offered absolutely zero intimate details for the media to actually feast on.
And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
Yes, definitely hit subscribe. Because having established that massive boundary, we transition into the 2022 to 2024 era.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Because they realized they didn't have to hide in a bunker to maintain their privacy. They just had to fundamentally manipulate the paparazzi ecosystem.
They entered the era of the breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumb strategy is just a masterstroke in starving the tabloid economy.
It really is. The paparazzi make their money on exclusive, definitive reveals. If you withhold all information, a photo of you holding hands is suddenly worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Which just incentivizes photographers to stalk you.
Right. But if you casually feed the fandom small, undeniable symbols of your relationship on your own terms,
you completely crash the market value of those paparazzi shots.
Precisely. You bypass the media entirely and communicate directly with the public through symbols.
And the examples of these breadcrumbs are incredibly charming. Like, we saw them on public date nights, such as the New York Rangers hockey game.
Oh, the matching jerseys.
Yes, But it wasn't a loud billboard. His jersey had Zendaya on the back with her birth year.
And her jersey had Holland with his birth year.
It's so subtle but clear. Or when Zendaya was casually photographed getting a manicure and fans zoomed in to see she was wearing a gold signet ring with Tom's initials, TH.
We also saw more permanent commitments that they made no effort to hide, but also never officially announced.
Like the tattoos.
Yes. In late 2024, they were in Boston and acquired matching rib tattoos. He got a Z and she got a T, sized exactly the same.
And Tom's rhetoric during this time shifted beautifully, too. He started calling her his person and his best friend.
He gave this really insightful quote, noting that the entertainment business can present very stressful situations.
Right.
But he said their relationship is a bedrock that will stand the test of time. He said Zendaya brings him an unbelievable sense of calm.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these carefully chosen words and symbols allow Tom and Zendaya to exist in public.
It fulfills the normal human desire to celebrate the person you love.
But it completely denies the media a formal press release to dissect, criticize, or monetize.
And that's not even the wildest part.
Yeah.
Later on, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming involving a very angry grandmother.
Yes, we will get to that, because this perfectly sets the stage for the ultimate stress test of this controlled burn strategy.
If you have successfully manipulated the paparazzi algorithm and perfected the art of secrecy, what is the final boss?
It's a secret Hollywood wedding.
Let's look at how they managed to pull off the most elusive milestones on Earth. A completely secret engagement and a wedding that utterly blindsided the internet.
The sheer logistics of keeping this quiet are staggering.
Honestly, it's unbelievable. The timeline starts over the 2024 holidays.
According to Tom's dad, Dominic Holland, who wrote about this on his Patreon, Tom prepared for the proposal meticulously.
He didn't just wing it. He actually went and asked Zendaya's father, Kazembe Jamu Coleman, for permission beforehand.
And true to the breadcrumb strategy, there was no ecstatic Instagram ring reveal.
No, of course not.
Instead, Zendaya simply shows up to the 2025 Golden Globes wearing a 5.02 carat Jessica McCormack diamond ring.
Which is stunning, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. But she just let the jewelry do the talking. The media was buzzing. Fans were analyzing the cut of the diamond.
But from the couple, absolute silence.
Which brings us to the actual wedding in 2026.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because the wedding details are insane.
They really are. And the only reason the public found out was because of a slip-up on a red carpet.
In March 2026, Zendaya's stylist, Law Roach, was asked by a reporter about styling Zendaya for her upcoming wedding.
And Law just laughed and said, "The wedding has already happened. You missed it."
That might be my favorite quote of the decade. You missed it.
It's so iconic. And even with Law spilling the beans, Tom didn't formally confirm the marriage until an Esquire interview in June 2026.
And the catalyst for that confirmation is hilarious.
This is where the grandmother comes in.
Yes. These AI-generated photos of a fake Lake Como wedding went incredibly viral.
The AI was so sophisticated, it actually fooled Tom's own grandmother.
Oh my God.
She called him in a panic, wondering why she wasn't invited to Italy.
That is just wild.
Tom noted that no one else in his immediate family was fooled, and his reasoning was perfect. He said they weren't fooled, quote, because they were all there.
It's the ultimate mic drop.
Yeah.
He confirms the marriage by casually debunking an AI hoax.
And since then, the floodgates haven't opened, but he is dropping the title casually into conversation.
Right, like on the Waitrose podcast dish, he just casually referred to his wife while talking about dinner.
And recently on the show Celebrity Substitute, he got grilled by this blunt kid named Victor, who point blank asked if he was married.
Kids just do not hold back.
No, they don't. But Tom just dodged it with a massive smile, completely unbothered. But you know, this raises the most important question of all.
What's that?
Imagine the world we live in right now. Smartphones in every pocket, drones, TMZ bounties.
It's a surveillance state for celebrities.
How do two of the most recognizable faces on the planet book a venue, hire caterers, get a dress fitted, and host a wedding without a single blurry iPhone photo leaking to the press?
The sociology of that achievement is profound. It really comes down to cultivating absolute trust in their inner circle.
To pull off a secret event of that magnitude means that not a single vendor, not a single extended cousin, not a single assistant leaked a photo or sold a text message.
It proves that when you fiercely respect your own boundaries, you train your community to respect them too.
The lack of leaks is tangible proof that their inner circle views their privacy as just as sacred as Tom and Zendaya do.
Exactly. You cannot buy that kind of loyalty in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You have to earn it by being genuinely decent people behind closed doors.
Which brings us to the present day, August 2026. Having totally secured the perimeter around their private life, they are now stepping back into the spotlight as a massive Hollywood power couple.
But they are doing it entirely on their own terms.
Because the foundation of their relationship is locked away and safe, they can now overlap their personal and professional lives without feeling threatened by the public gaze.
We saw this dynamic play out vividly at the July 2026 London premiere of Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
The visuals at that premiere were just stunning.
Oh, incredible.
Zendaya wore this gorgeous Tamara Ralph champagne silk crepe gown. It had these incredibly intricate spider-webby straps.
And Tom matched her energy perfectly in a wine-colored suit pinned with a crystallized spider.
They weren't hiding, they were glowing, owning the red carpet together.
And when a reporter asked Zendaya what it was like working with Tom again on a film of that scale, she didn't offer some, overly rehearsed PR talking point.
Her answer was incredibly grounded. She just said, I think when you're best friends, it's pretty easy.
Effortless. And they aren't stopping with Marvel either.
No, they are officially collaborating again in Christopher Nolan's highly anticipated upcoming film, The Odyssey.
They're sharing the screen, not just as Peter Parker and MJ, but as heavy-hitting dramatic actors under the direction of arguably the biggest auteur alive.
So what does this all mean for us?
It raises an important question about how we all navigate modern life. We live in an era characterized by chronic, algorithmic oversharing.
We are constantly sold the lie that visibility equals value.
Right, that if you aren't broadcasting your happiness, it isn't real. But Tom and Zendaya are the antithesis of that.
They reached the absolute zenith of global fame, yet they fiercely protected their core. They proved that you do not have to sacrifice your personal peace on the altar of professional success.
And I want you, listening right now, to think about how that applies to your own life.
Imagine you are at a dinner with someone you love, or you just achieved a personal milestone.
Do you feel that immediate nagging pressure to pull out your phone, take a photo, and share it online?
Society tells us that if it's not posted, it didn't happen.
But Tom Holland and Zendaya's decade-long journey is a beautiful, very high-profile reminder that the most valuable things in life are often the things we keep entirely for ourselves.
It is a radical redefinition of what it means to be successful in the digital age.
Success isn't about how much attention you can capture, it's about how much peace you can maintain while the world watches.
We often think of rebellion in pop culture as being loud. We think of controversy, shocking outfits, scandalous quotes, and public meltdowns.
But what if, in today's hyper-connected, content-hungry world, the ultimate act of rebellion is simply maintaining a happy, quiet, and profoundly private life?
From a catastrophic, clumsy hug shake to a stealth wedding that completely outsmarted the internet, they proved that some things really are sacred.
Absolutely.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.